It is 2024 and you are still trying to figure out, how do I have a career change? What career do I want to go into? Or how do I even go into IT or cybersecurity with no experience? That was me 2 years ago. So I did it, and I'm telling you it's doable. I'm still in the beginning stages of my career, and I'm welcome you to my journey.
Hello? Hello?
If you are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button, so anytime I post a video, you will be notified. My name is Ariane. However, I go by the name of Vicious Child on this channel. Before we get started, I just want to say Happy New Year to y'all. It is 2024. I wish nothing but peace, blessings, happiness, love, and success in this year for y'all. And I hope y'all have a good one and start your journey when whatever you do. So as you can see from today's topic, we are going to be discussing how to get into IT or IT security with no experience. Well, about 2.5 years ago, actually, 2.5 years ago, around the pandemic, I decided to have a career change. And I just didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I was always curious about things I was doing prior to my career change in music. With music production, I would always download or install applications for recording songs or plugins for making beats, and most times they would be crashing, or I didn't know what was going on my computer would be moving slow. That's just a snippet of what I was curious about. So I decided, okay, how are these things work? How do they work? How are they created? And I didn't know. I didn't know at all. And so I decided that I didn't want to have a career that was unpromised. I didn't want to continue to be putting work in and I wasn't getting anything out of it from a financial or career standpoint. So I decided to walk away from music as a career and go into something else that I wanted to make a career for the long run. I wanted something that would give me growth. I wanted something that would allow me to go into different arenas, different fields, different industries, and still do that. So I decided that I wanted to go into IT, but I didn't know how to, because I had no experience. I didn't know what an IP address was. I didn't know what clearing your cookies and cache were in your browser. I just was told, okay, this is what I need to do in order for the browser to work properly, depending on the website. But I had no idea what that meant or what that was. So I literally had no experience. So what I did was I said, okay, if I'm serious about this, I'm going to do everything I can in my power to make this happen. And so what I did was I went on Google and I said IT support, because that was, at that time, that was the only position or job I knew at the time in IT support learning. And the first thing that popped up was Corera, Google IT support professional. And I said, Coursera also does a 7-day free trial for you, and you can start the course at any time. So what I did was I started the course, I started the trial, and I had finished the course in about 5 to 7 days. And through that time, I took notes like my life depended on it. I was up all night, woke up early some days just to get into it, because I meant that I was going to dedicate myself to this. So I put the work in. This certification allowed me to really learn how a computer works, from basic startup to the computer parts to how the basic knowledge of networks, so how things work on the network and the internet. This allowed me to really have a basic understanding, like, okay, if I wanted to go into IT support right now, I potentially have a chance to do so. They even goes to the extent of like how to do the interview if you were on the interview for an IT support specialist. And so it just allowed me to say, okay, I don't have experience, but maybe I can do this. Maybe I can go into this field because of just as much knowledge as I just learned now. I can learn more, and I'm willing to learn more. So maybe I can make a career out of this and get into this field with no experience. So what I did, I took a leap of faith. I said, okay, I got the certification. I know a little bit of something. Let's go for a job. And I did. I didn't get any job offers, but I did. So I kept applying, but at the same time, I kept learning. And at this time, I was just trying to find as much information and learn as much as I possibly could. So a lot of good videos and content creators that I watched was people like Kevin IT, John Hammond, David Bombal, Network Chuck, Professor Messer. They all were good at just providing, okay, these are basic things that you need to know. This is the basics in order to, get a IT support job or even help desk, depending on, the title that they give at the time. So just having that content available to me and accessible to me allowed me to also gain more knowledge outside of that certificate and say, okay, I'm learning a little bit more than what I just learned here. There's somebody out here, providing more in-depth detail on specific things, of course, but there are resources all over the place that can literally help you learn in whatever you want to learn in. So from there, I just said, okay, I know a little more, so let me try again. And so with IT support help desk specifically, it's very customer service based, so you have customer interaction all the time. And so I had customer support and customer service experience, which allowed me to use that on my resume to say, hey, I have this certificate and I also have some customer service experience, customer support experience, and I really use that to my advantage because customer support is a big part in IT support and IT help desk that a lot of people just are not good at. Like, you can teach technical, but you can't teach someone to have good customer service. You can teach them ways that they can communicate with customers. You can provide them with prompts even to say, hey, this is what you're going to say when you speak to the customer. But it's all about the engagement of the actual person and personality. And I personally believe that you just can't teach good customer service. That is something that's instilled in you. You can work on it and perfect it to be better if you aren't good at it, but I believe customer service is the main big part of IT support. So if you are out there and you want to get into IT support or help desk and you have no technical experience, but you have customer experience, a customer support experience, use it because it is a necessity and it is very important to be able to provide the customer with the support it needs, because at the end of the day, you are supporting the customer and you are making sure that the customer is taken care of at the end of the day. So if you have any experience, make sure you capitalize that on your resume, because that is important. And somebody that may have the technical experience and not the customer service experience may not even get picked because they don't have the customer service or customer support experience. So I definitely recommend and strongly will keep saying that customer support is very important for IT. So don't be afraid to say, hey, I don't have any experience here, but so I don't qualify for the job, because I didn't have any experience either, but I had customer support experience and I got in. So it's just how you look at it, and it's just like any other job. So what I say is just like, don't be afraid to step out just because you think you don't qualify for a job or you don't have enough experience, because you just never know. And even for cybersecurity, like, customer interaction, depending on your role with the company or with you still will have some form of customer interaction. So it's still good to have some form of customer support skills under your belt as well. If you're looking to get into any certifications, either because you've seen people recommended them or you've seen people say, hey, you need this certification for this role, because some companies do say that it's required or it's optional or they prefer it. A good one that I would recommend for help desk or even cybersecurity would be the CompTIA triad. CompTIA Security, CompTIA A+, CompTIA Network Plus. They call it the CompTIA triad. Those are really good just to build the basic foundations and everything when it comes to network, when it comes to the computers, when it comes to security. Those are like the go-to recommended certifications for beginners. It's going to basically tell you all the basics that you need to know. I personally didn't take the A+, but I studied the book and also did some Professor Messer videos that also allowed me to prepare like I was actually about to take the test, but I just never took the test. So you have that as an option as well if you may not have, the funds to take the certification or even buy the book. Professor Messer has free resources on his YouTube channel going over all of these questions within the book on this certification as well. If you are looking to maybe get some hands-on experience because you got the textbook knowledge, but you still want to get some hands-on experience, I would recommend just reaching out to a few people like your IT department at your job. Just say, hey, I'm interested in making a career change into IT. Would you mind if I, come and shadow you all one day? Because IT is a very broad field. So you can do like software development, cybersecurity, system admin, IT operations. There's so much you can do under the umbrella, but you may not know exactly what you want to do. You still can start somewhere and just shadow around and say, okay, this may be something I'm interested in. And then you can go from there with your team, whether that be at that department or another department, and just see if they can give you, some form of hands-on experience that would allow you to learn from someone on their team. And you can take that knowledge either maybe with that same company when the position opens or somewhere else. It doesn't hurt at all. Another thing you can do is reach out to people on LinkedIn. Like, say you want to work at Amazon one day and you want to be a security analyst, and you should just search on LinkedIn. That's the best resource for professional networks. It's endless, and there's a lot of people willing to help you, and a lot of resources out there that people are willing to provide because it helped them. You can literally search Amazon security analysts, and it'll give you people that are security analysts at Amazon, and you just pick somebody. Just say, hey, give a quick brief info on yourself, a brief description and intro on yourself, and say, hey, I'm interested in IT security, but I have no experience, but I hope to one day work at Amazon. Do you have any resources or recommendations you recommend for me to look into just to get started or be able to potentially get started in a career there? Or you can go to your local church, offer up a helping hand. Like, it's so many ways you can get experience just to get to where you want to get, and it's an unlimited amount of things you can do to get that experience. If you are looking for something like a lab-based hands-on, you can do Try Hack Me. This is more of a website for anybody interested in getting into cybersecurity, but I will also recommend it for anybody in the IT field that's looking to get into it, beginners or even people that's already in the field that's been in it for years. It's a good opportunity to get some hands-on thing, learn new tools, learn a bountiful of information. They have 3 rooms that I personally recommend for beginners, whether that be in cybersecurity or help desk. They have the complete beginner, pre-security, and intro to cybersecurity as well. I hope this video was helpful to you guys. This channel will be basically a journey for me as well, just because I am at the beginning of my career in tech as well. I've only been, I did help desk for a year and a half, and then I've only been a cybersecurity analyst for about 3 months. So this will be like everything I'm showing you, everything I'm discussing will be genuinely from a beginner's standpoint. So I want to be able to help those as well. That was me a year and a half ago at the beginner stage with no experience, be able to do the same thing that I was able to do, and just let you all know that you aren't alone. There are people out here that have no experience and actually can find a way to get in the field with no experience. So I welcome you all to the journey, and I hope you all have a great journey as well. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below. You can also reach out to me at my social media. If there's anything that you would like to see, any questions or topics you'd like me to discuss as well, you can also put that in the comment section below as well. I hope this video was very helpful for the beginners, those who are curious, and those who are looking for a career change, or even those who are already in the field and just visiting. I hope to see y'all at the next one, and y'all have a great one.